Hey guys, it's Jovi and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. How are y'all all doing today? I hope y'all are having a fantastic day. I know I am. Before we begin, please don't forget to like this video, follow, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pretty is political, okay? So today we're gonna touch into, I guess, something that is normally core to our channel. Yeah, we've been talking about a lot of political news, a lot of other things more lately because the world is falling apart. It's the hot freaking topic. But a lot of our content is about women and us being the best people we can be. And I want to get into what Brandy, I'm going to start off today's live with Brandy Norwood. Okay. Shout out to Brandy. Shout out to Brandy for exposing what she exposed. Okay. We'll get into that in a minute. Okay. She recently shared something that is sad, and it happens way too often, and it used to happen a lot. It still kind of happens a lot because we literally just saw Kiki Palmer, and I forgot who Kiki Palmer was speaking to. I forgot who Kiki Palmer was speaking to, but the person went off to say, yeah, their first boyfriend was like 30 years old. Okay, what are we talking about? We are talking about Wanya Morris from Boys to Men, and him and manipulating, and taking Brandy's V card, okay? And the shame that a lot of women have because of the situation that a lot of these fucktard men put them in, okay? We're going to get into that. So I have an article from Brandy. I have an article from People, okay? We know People. We love People over here. Okay, the article said Brandy's ex-boyfriend, Wanya Morris, of Boys to Men, took advantage of her due to their age gap. The shame ends here. Shout out to Brandy. Like, really and truly, I've never really been the biggest fan of Brandy. Um, but this admission or acknowledgement, and taking off the and dropping the shame of it all, because these situations, it's not the girl's shame, it's not the minor's shame to hold, okay? But we already know society puts it on us, and maybe that's why I don't like Brent. Maybe it's trying to keep everything in, made her come off the way she did. And she's at that point where she just wants to release it. I believe her daughter is like an adult now. She's starting to really understand. Okay. I did see a couple of days ago, I think it was Monday. Today was today. Today's Wednesday. Oh God, spring break starts tomorrow. Oh, anyway. I believe it was Monday that I saw Brandy get her star on the Hollywood Walk. So shout out to Brandy for that. But let's continue with the article because it's over. So Brandy wrote a memoir. Shout out to Brandy's memoir. She said it says in new memoir Phases, R&B superstar Brandy opened up about Morris being her first when she was a teenager and he was in his early 20s. Okay, these men are out here being nasty and horrible human beings, and it's about time they're being exposed. It is what it is. Okay. The Need to Know says Brandy opens up like never before for her new memoir, Phases, out now. The R&B superstar shared that she dated Boys to Men star Wanya Morris. We knew that. We knew that. I remember that. And I remember when she went to prom with Kobe Bryant. And I even remember back then thinking, well, shit, at least Kobe is still in freaking high school. Okay, they at least was still in freaking high school. These grown ass men taking advantage of these little girls, trying to say, "Oh, you so mature, you so mature." We spoke about this before. It's not. You're not mature, ma'am. You're not so mature. Okay, these men are just nasty. These men just want to take advantage of little girls and try to manipulate you. Okay, and that's what happened to Brandy. And it probably happens. It happens way too often to too many women. Whether you're a celebrity, whether you're or a regular old fucking girl. Okay. So I said Brandy opens up for the first time about a relationship she says has haunted her. Okay, because a lot of these things haunt you forever. Shit, a lot of them, you get left with children. But we ain't even gonna go there because shout out, she ain't at least ain't get left with no damn child by this old nasty fucker. In Phases, the R&B superstar new memoir, she shares details of her late 90s relationship with Boyz II Men singer Wanya Morris. That she says began when she was 16 and he was in his early 20s. The two collaborated on the hit song Broken Hearted in 1994. She shares that their friendship quickly turned romantic. She said, I was in over my head, sneaking around with Wanya and lying to my parents had become a constant. They barely liked the idea of me dating at all, and telling them about us was just out the question. Brandy, now 47, writes, listen, this is another reason I've said it again, where I fully believe that children should be allowed to date. You cannot restrict these kids and then be confused when they're out here sneaking around and grown-ass men taking advantage of them because you're not preparing them. You're not preparing them with teenagers that you could control those situations, okay? Or, they go off the my daughter, this is just, was telling me, because she's in 11th grade, about someone in her grade dating a freshman and how it's blowing her mind. And I had to tell her that in a year and a half, when she goes off to college, is going to be a lot of seniors trying to get at these freshmen because a lot of these freshmen were isolated, couldn't go outside, couldn't do nothing. And they go to college and they lose their mind and they lose their minds. And a lot of these older dudes want to take advantage of it because it's easier to manipulate children. Okay. It's a lot easier for that 11th grade boy at her school to manipulate a 9th grader than it is for him to manipulate the girls in 11th grade with him. Right. Same shit. Okay. She said I was in over my head thinking around. We read that part. But it wasn't just about upsetting or disappointing my parents, she continued. Wanya and I understood with diamond cut clarity that public knowledge of our relationship would ignite scandal, potentially threatening everything we both worked for. So he and I opted for elaborate fiction. We would pretend patience and calm. We would wait until my 18th birthday before pursuing any romantic connection. He manipulated her. If Brandy would have exposed it, she wouldn't have, she could have survived it. Other people would have been like, ooh, that nasty ass old man. He manipulated her to be like, yeah, it would have effed you up too. Okay. People would have been questioning it and like, what the hell? But no, he could have went to jail. This is how old men get you. You hear the manipulation, and it's rational when you're young and you're dumb and you have some older ass dude manipulating your life. Okay. Brandy writes of losing her virginity to Morris. He's now 52. She goes on to share that as the relationship progressed, he became prone to comparing her to other R&B singers, namely Mariah Carey, his one sweet day duet partner. He was also increasingly hard to track down, and she was required to page him prior to calling. This is back in the beeper days. Page him prior to calling because she's a child. Because he wanted to do grown-up things with her, but she's a child. Comprehend what's happening here? To another adult, that shit wouldn't even make sense. Those are the kind of things that we say that's why they do that. That's why they go after little girls. Because to an adult woman, that wouldn't even make sense. What the fuck you talking about? You sound dumb. Okay. These are the things that was hindsight to realize are widely obvious signs of something wrong, she writes. Yeah, hindsight 2020. That's why we get to a certain age as we get older and we realize, oh shit, that 30-year-old dude or that 25-year-old dude that was hitting on you when you were 17 had you feeling mad grown. When you hit 28, shit, even sometimes 25, you start looking at that shit differently. You start recognizing that you were taken advantage of. Shit, that's why a lot of these get married at a young age. These old ass motherfuckers don't work Because once your mind fully develops after like 25, the reality of that shit really fucking hits you. Because mind you, you weren't mature for your age. He's just immature. So you're growing, your maturity level. By the time he's 30, now he's 35 because you met him at 20. Now you 25 and you more mature than him. And now you're able to see the foolishness for what the fuck it is. That's why he couldn't do it on somebody his own age, because they up on game. Again, these are the things that with hindsight you realize are wildly obvious signs of something wrong, she writes. Neon warning signs that I chose to ignore because I didn't know what the hell I was doing or what he was doing to me. Just that I was in love or what I believed was love. That's some real shit. That's some real shit. She says that the two split up after she discovered and he admitted that he was cheating. For years, she says that Morris has described a relationship as the young ingenious having a schoolgirl crush and getting her heart broken. Child. Schoolgirl crush is not you taking some little girl virginity. Shut your ass up. But that's not the case, she said. I believed he took advantage. The shame ends here. The silence ends here, she added, of coming to terms with the feeling that she was manipulated into and throughout the relationship. I was not a fast girl with a crush. That's how they get you. You's a fast girl. She's so fast. Y'all call children fast. Okay, not y'all, but you know how people are. People call fucking little girls fast when it's just old nasty men taking advantage of normal shit. She added of coming to terms with the feeling that she was manipulated into and throughout the relationship. I was not a fast girl with a crush. I was not a dramatic teenager who couldn't handle rejection. I was not an unstable, obsessive fan. I was not a child, and he was an adult. And it's time the world understood the difference. Representatives for Morris did not immediately return people's requests for comment. Over the years, the Stinger has spoken out about the relationship, including during the 2021 live social media post where he shared, "We were young, you're young and you fall in love," he added. As time progressed, we grew out of each other. She grew out of me and I grew out of her. I might have grown out of her a little bit faster. Yeah, because you took advantage of a child. The audacity of him for even speaking on it. The nerve and audacity of him to be speaking on it in 2021. The nerve. You should want to pretend like that shit never happened. The nerve. Listen. The audacity. The fucking audacity. Child. Let's move on. Child, have y'all heard of boobification? I ain't heard of boobification before. Now, let's set the scene. Kristi Noem. Let's set the scene. So, Kristi Noem is married to somebody who's obsessed with boobification. Okay, we already know that these Republican men, these men with all of these, restrictions and this and that and this, these are the same men that have Grindr in a fucking chokehold. These are the same people that they might look prim and proper, but underneath their clothes, they got piercings, they be doing wild shit. What kind of wild shit, you ask? Oh, Kristi, no, I made a video not even a month ago, but like a week, 2 weeks ago. Kristi Noem got kicked out of DHS, and people were talking about the dude she was having an affair with. Brandy, I don't remember his name, okay, that she was letting him just do whatever, and like she's been married for the better part of like 20 something 30 years. Come to find out, her husband is on the freaky deaky websites with fake titties. How does he own fake titties and Kristi Noem don't know? Ain't nothing in my house can be that. Fake titties seem like they might take up a lot of room. Y'all see the thumbnail. Don't shout out to the Daily Mail. Shout out to the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail always coming for people. The Daily Mail about their life. The Daily Mail are the people who expose Wendy Williams' ex-husband. Okay, the Daily Mail be exposing. Okay, they for real. They for real with it. Child, do you see this? Okay, this is her husband. And you know what I always say, and I don't understand because I'm a firm believer in no face, no case. Firm believer in no face, no case. Okay, why is his face up in this video, up in this picture? Why it should be like, yeah, what's up? Why the common sense ain't commenting? Your wife is the head of the Department of Homeland Security, sir. Have plenty seats, okay? Listen, this is the kind of thing, this behavior. These are the kind of things, if you ask me, that are embedded all over those files. A bunch of weird things that these people have done or are doing and are willing to turn a blind eye as Orangina destroys the country, we destroy the world just to save fucking face. When I tell y'all all the time, when, in my opinion, when the Republicans be like, well, I don't understand, you don't have to be gay. In my opinion, they feel like if they can hide their familiarities, if they can hide their freakiness, if they can, go ahead and marry a woman, try to keep her under their thumb because they hate her guts because they really want to be with a dude. You know what I'm saying? And they go off on their boys' trips to, do boy things. And they go off to the Republican convention, the crash grinder and shit, and then come home and play straight. Like EJ Jordan said. So they can come home and pretend to be straight while they out there putting on boobs when their wives aren't looking. When they're out there hitting on people like EJ Jordan when their wives aren't looking, or when no one is looking. When they could still try to look you in your face and tell you, no, I'm straight, even though they smells like. This is why they feel like, being gay is a choice. This is why they feel like being gay is a choice, because they choose to hide their shit, put it under lock and key, put it to the side until we go on this boys trip. Put it on the side until I get on this freaky on this freaky website and put them boobs on and show my face. Anyway, let's read the article. I got the article from the Daily Beast, okay? Noem's kinky boobification husband threatens to tell all. The former top Orangina candidate officially claimed she was blindsided by her husband's fetish. Noem's husband has said he intended to share his side of the story after photo leaks of his secret cross-dressing life. When approached for comment about the photo, which shows him wearing huge fake boobies while speaking to boobification fetish models online, Brian Knowles told the New York Times, I will at some point, today is not the day. I appreciate your heart. Child. His relationship with his wife, Orangina, former Homeland Security Secretary, was the subject of rampant speculations even before the Daily Mail published a bombshell report on Tuesday, revealing his fetish for dressing up in comically oversized breasts and tight tops while speaking to women posing as real-life Barbie dolls. Kristi Noem has long been rumored to be having an affair with her top chief, Corey Lewinsky. It was Corey. I don't know why I thought Chad, but anyway. And some of Brian Noem's family members were previously quoted saying he had left her, it had left him humiliated, even as he felt obligated to stand by her. She humiliated him. No shade, no shade. While he online on the boobification website with the dolls, and the dolls were bribing him. The dolls were bribing him. These men put themselves in. This is, remember, I keep saying, and I say this all the time, men should not run the world because men's penises run them. Men can't run the world because men's penises run them. Again, he want to do all this weird, freaky, kinky shit, not even block his face, no case. He never heard of no face, no case. Okay. And then from what I comprehend, he was sending out $25,000 to like 2 or 3 different women for them not to expose him. Yeah. Okay. Sounds like if I wanted some secret information, and mind you, don't they live on an army base? The Gnomes live on an army base, right? Sounds like you could have got him for any sort of information to keep his fucking secret. And again, another example of why men don't need to run the world. Okay. Until men's penises stop running them, they can't run nothing. His relationship with his wife. Okay, I read that already. After the shocking photos surfaced this week, Brian Noem admitted to taking part in the boobifications scene by posing as a woman with large breasts, as well as having explicit conversations with other women. Noem dubbed Ice Barbie for her love of playing dress up in uniformed roles. Oh, she knew her husband. She knew. Because she does like to dress up. She knew. Okay. Had claimed she was blindsided by the photos of her husband. I don't think so. She knew. The family was blindsided by this, and they asked for privacy and prayers at the time, a spokesperson added. The Times spoke to several people in Noem's community in South Dakota about their reaction to the revelation about the husband of the former governor. She was the governor? Okay. He was the governor. She was the governor. And he was out here, because this shit ain't new. You don't just start doing shit like this. She was the governor? Oh, yeah. He been getting bribed left and fucking right for years. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. She said, must be AI, a cattle rancher named Kevin Russian suggested. I grew up playing ball with Brian. I've never known him to be part of stuff like that. I don't believe that at all. I spoke about AI. People would not want to believe the obvious. Oh, it's real. And just because you don't know about it, don't mean it ain't true. People don't know that you take hard body at the fucking Republican convention. Okay, Kristi and Brian have been married since 1992. 92 is wow. And have 3 adult children together. There were also concerns that the photo of Brian could be used to blackmail Noem, who was fired by Orangina from her top DHS role earlier this month. Do you think that this is really why she was fired? Do you think this is why? Just wait a minute. Do you think, now that I'm thinking about this, because he threw her under the bus, and he didn't have to throw her under the bus. We kept asking, but why would he? It didn't make no sense. You agreed to this foolishness. He threw her under the bus. Do you think that happened? I don't know. Do you think it happened because he knew this shit was about to come out? Do you think that happened because he knew this shit was about to come out and he wanted to get, and he called himself trying to get ahead of it? So he was like, you know what, whatever. I'm thinking maybe it's hot in here. Why in New York City it's like 70 something degrees? I am burning up. You see me sweating. I don't sweat. Anyway, let's continue. There was also concerns, DHS wrote earlier this month when Regina publicly announced her firing shortly after she was grilled at the congressional hearing over her alleged affair with Lewinsky. Her husband had dutifully appeared with her at the hearing, but had apparently not been present for that particular line of questioning. It's astonishing that somebody whose spouse is at that level has that kind of bad judgment. Jack Barsley, a former Soviet spy turned U.S. Counterintelligence asset, told the Daily Mail. There has also been speculation that Noem and Lewinsky, dubbed the worst kept secret in D.C., was essentially allowed by Brian. I don't know if I could say this on YouTube. I don't know. He's a cuck. He's a cuck. Do you know what a cuck is? Okay. He probably watches. You hear me? She and Lewinsky, or she and some BBCs, because don't get me fucked up. I know y'all racist women. Y'all like the BBCs. While he's sitting in the corner, probably with a cage on his thing. Follow me here, with the boobs on. He's a cock. She's a hot wife. Oh, she's a hot wife. My opinion, Kristi Noem's a hot wife. Husband's a cuck. And Corey Lewinsky is the bull. I figured it out. You're welcome. He was watching. All of that dressing up. I'm DHS Barbie. Bitch, we see you. See you. Oh! Anyway. It's not astonishing because a lot of people do shit like that, especially your husband. Like, yes, political commentator Ryan James, whatever, told the Numbers Game podcast in August 2025 that there was some DC gossip that a top cabinet official rumored to be known was casually admitting that her husband was gay. A reporter walked up to her and said, "Why are you having this affair? Why haven't you met up with your husband? Why aren't you discovering your husband?" Rosinski said, and she blurred out to the reporters, who I know, and said, "Oh, my husband's gay." Gredinsky confirmed on Tuesday that he was talking about Nomes, but did not name her at the time out of respect for her family's privacy. But to say she had no idea really flies in the face of what she is saying. It says, he said, "I have no idea if he is or isn't, but it was such a known fact in DC circles that their marriage was all performance." Their marriage was all appearance, not performance. It could be she said it as justification for her stepping out on her wedding vows. Don't know. Wow. Okay. This is why they say you could control being gay, because she's married to it. And he controlled it as hard as he could. But he forgot that lesson of what? No face, no case. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So we're going to move on to our last story of the day. And that is about Cuba. I have not spoken on Cuba. We're basically over there attempting to torture Cuba. We're trying to starve them out. I did mention a couple days ago that China sent over like 55,000 barrels of tons, not barrels, of rice. Shout out to China, right? Um, and you know what's so funny? And this is what I say about the propaganda of it all. If you Google what's happening, they're like, oh, America allowed China to bring Cuba rice. So America allowed Russia to bring Cuba oil. Ma'am, America ain't allow shit. They did it. And what the fuck America's gonna do? Because you know what China and Russia are not? You know who they are not? Venezuela. You know who they are not? Motherfucking fishermen in boats. Black fishermen in boats at that. Let's be honest, because that's probably who was fucking fishing. Then when they blew up them fishing vessels, you know what they ain't gonna do? Shoot at freaking Russian ships. How Russia bringing aid over here? Russia out here being a peacekeeper. Russia out here saving lives. America thought they was go starve Cuba, and in turn again the whole of Central America. You tried it, but I told y'all already. Cuba and them, they down with the BRICS. Stop playing with the BRICS. Stop playing with the BRICS. Russia took how much gas? Let me see. BBC, the only person who is not acting like any of this shit makes sense. BBC, but they in Britain, so of course, okay, they not owned by the same two fuckers that owns all the news here. Okay, so BBC was like, has Orangina pushed Cuba to the brink of collapse? Okay, trying to starve people out. Oh man. While still engaged in a war with Iran, Orangina attention is also on Havana. The U.S. president suggested last week that he expects to soon have the honor of taking Cuba in some form, he added. Whether I free it, take it, I think I can do anything I want with it. Who the fuck is this dude? I reiterate what I said yesterday. Anyone who voted for this man is evil. You're an evil person because he said all of this. You're evil. You are evil if you voted for this. I was watching Funky Dineva's clips earlier today, and he said a word. He said we are not in a position where, or in a place anymore when it's like, you could believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. No, if you gonna get down or you gonna lay down. You either understand this shit for what it is, or you're just the fucking devil incarnate. You are the devil. But you are a horrible person. This motherfucker thought he is going to take over Cuba by starving them to death. By starving them. You can't make this shit up. The Orangina administration had tightened a long-standing U.S. economic embargo on the Caribbean island and created a near total fuel blockage. Cuba was already in the grips of a severe economic crisis, and while a Russian oil tanker has recently reached the island, the blockade has pushed the country to the brink of collapse. We spoke to the BBC, Will Grant, and have recently returned from the island to discuss what Orangina wants in Cuba and whether the Cuban Revolution can survive its biggest test in decades. This is some horrible shit. Okay, but shot out. The Washington Post really says Trump let oil into Cuba. Trump ain't let shit into shit. What's wrong with y'all? We know what's wrong with y'all. Y'all are bought and paid for. That's why everybody's on YouTube now. I don't have I mm. They have revealed, if they didn't think they did, if you were confused about who these people were, if you were ever confused about who these people were, don't be confused. Don't ever be confused ever again. They're wicked. They're wicked human beings, if you can call them that. They're literally out here attempting to destroy the Middle East, attempting to starve the Cubans, starve them. You're horrible human beings. Let's be clear. You are horrible human beings. And you will get, at the end of this, you will get everything you deserve. They're going to hunt y'all down like they hunted down the Nazis. And this time, I'm going to just say it. This time, the Confederates are not going to get to put their tails between their legs and run back down south and try again in 100 years. This time it won't happen. This time you're going to get spanked like Germany, like Germany did to its people. This time. Let me jump up in these comments. Hey Nadi, how are you, girl? I was up in your live early. I was behind the bushes though. Behind the bushes. Hear you talking about Papoose being immature and shit. I was behind the bushes. All right, y'all. Matter of fact, let me drop a commercial break so I could go grab a water. Hold on. I need to grab me some water. I is thirsty, girls. Hey guys, it's Jovi, and we all know I'm all about living your life like it's golden and being healthy emotionally, okay? But more than just emotionally, we need to be healthy physically as well. As I get older, I decided that I need to take more vitamins, balance myself out. I'm iron deficient, D3 deficient, all the deficiencies, normal deficiencies for Black women who live in America. So I decided that I'm going to start taking vitamins, and not just any vitamins. I did my research and I decided that I was going to start taking Black girl vitamins. Why? Because they're made by Black scientists. Hello, Black doctors, okay, for Black women, aka they are formulated for our bodies, all right? Not those other watered down versions that don't really do it for us. These are made for us. And when I tell you I have been feeling amazing, I have been feeling amazing. I've also started taking their collagen as well, and it's really good. It mixes well. You don't even see it. I am just so excited about where 2026 is going to take us. Like I always said, I want you to live your life like it's golden because there's no other way to live it. And we have to do that not only from an emotional standpoint, standing on business, but also physically, making sure we are as strong and as healthy as we need to be in this new era of, So go to Black Girl Vitamins, use code Jovi to get you 15% off of your first purchase. Okay, guys. So first of all, let me say, because someone hit me up in the comments yesterday, that I said in the commercial for Black women, it's named Black Girl Vitamins, I guess because women take more vitamins, but you can take it if you're a man. Okay, it is for Black people. Let's be clear. The vitamins are for Black people. Okay, it's made for our bodies, not just Black women, but Black people in general. Okay, it's just Black girl vitamins sound better than Black boy vitamins or Black people vitamins, So that's marketing. But if you are a man, you go ahead and get your vitamins too. Don't forget to use code Jovi. Okay. So let's jump into, let me take these boobies off my thing. How did you get here? I thought I let you go. Anyway, I'm gonna drop the link and then let's jump into these comments. Hey, poetress. She said, I'm proud of Brandy for sharing, but her mother not knowing her mom is not the easiest to talk. That's why it's always business with them, too. That's true. That's true. That's why you got to be, your kids have to be able to talk to you. You cannot be the momager all the time. You have to be the mom. Your kids should be able to have a conversation with you. Shit. That's why Ray J the way he is now. Everything is not about image. And maybe that's why I didn't like Brandy back then, because it just seemed real fake, and hindsight 2020, the girl was going through it. So why did she go to the prom with Kobe? Probably to get her off that old man, because at least Kobe and her was the same age. I remember that. They at least was the same age. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that you needed to let your daughter date. You needed to let your daughter date. Your children should not have their first relationship, okay, when they go to college. Jesus, hell no. Hell no. In high school, you can manage that. You can see how they gonna work it out. I'm gonna hold you. I used to think like, damn, I'm gonna go to college. She gonna have, because I'm crazy. And I realized just from her high school experience, oh, she gonna hold it down. She crazy like her mama. She be listening. My kid don't play about nothing. Play in her face, she gonna play in yours, and she gonna push you. Okay. Do you think she would have been able to have that, for me to be trusting that when she goes to college, she not gonna fuck her life up freshman year behind some dude? If I was on her butt all the time and not allowing her to date, but they gonna do it anyway. Then they gonna be sneaky. Then they gonna be doing shit they ain't got no business doing, because every little sneak moment might be the last. No, ma'am. I'm gonna see how you date in high school, and if I need to adjust it, at least I still can adjust it while you in the house and you underage with somebody who's also underage, that if need be, I could call his mama. She said these men should just live in their truth. She's talking about Kristi Noem's husband. They should, but they won't. That's why they're so angry at the gay boys. That's why they're so angry at the gay boys, because the gay boys are okay with being gay. That gay boy, I'm never mad at the gay boys. Not some of these trans, they be wilding. But I'm never mad at the gay boys, because the gay boys live in their fucking truth. Okay, I love a man or anybody who can live in their damn truth, whatever the fuck that is. Live in your truth. Okay, they can't live in their truth. They have to pretend. He spent 30 odd years pretending to not like men, pretending to not want to be a woman, and married to Ice Barbie. Man, listen. Yeah, it's the Dems. They say the Republicans are magna dirtiest. Yeah, they weird. They weird. They weird with that. They the ones that we always see out here getting arrested for doing some shit to children. You want to know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this. I I'm trying. I was just gonna say something, but then I thought of what's happening in a lot of YouTube news, and I want to restate. I personally, I would trust a gay man, a gay person, man, woman, but we talking about men. I would trust a gay man out, not hiding. I would trust a gay man around children more than I would trust a lot of these straight dudes. Because you don't know what the fuck. Because at that point, the gay man is living in his fucking truth. He ain't got to be out here doing weird, sneaky shit. These so-called straight dudes, these so-called whatever, you don't know what the fuck they doing in the back. You don't know what the fuck they doing in the back. We watched, it's at least every other week, we watch some Republican representative, fucking Republican youth council or some dumb shit like that. The lead of that just got caught with messing with some little kid, like some little kid. Not like it's okay if they a teenager or something, but like some little kid. They out here doing wild shit. Wild shit. Because again, it's a secret. Just like we spoke, just like a couple of minutes ago when we spoke about teenagers. When you hold on so tight, then wild shit happens because every time could be their last. The same shit. These fake straight men who date people like EJ Johnson, Jordan, my bad, do wild shit. They the ones they the reasons that back in the day, black women, black married women were a substantial amount of people with HIV and AIDS. Because they pretended. Speak your truth, live your truth, and we good. Republicans can't do that. They want to be in denial. They want to tell y'all can control it. They want to be mad at the men who are man enough to acknowledge who they are, because they're not. She said she think it was about to come out too. That's why he fought. I think so. We have a caller. Hey, Nadi.
Hey, what's up, girl? Love the hair. Love the hair.
Thank you.
I wanted to get up here. You ain't said nothing but a word about trusting gay men. Okay, that's who I only trusted with doing my hair. So at least they out loud and proud and they walk in their truth. I don't
Yep.
have time for these fools that be hiding in the bushes and
Mm-hmm.
and, and covering up their actuality because they don't want to be out loud and proud. That is not our problem. You need to go deal with that. It's
Yep.
just sad. But as far as Brandy, I'm glad she's speaking.
Me
Finally.
too.
I'm so happy she's speaking. And I ain't never seen Sonia Norwood windmill for her daughter the way she do that narcissistic, toxic son of hers. She came out here speaking loud and proud, coming at Chris Jenner for the whole situation with him and Kim Kardashian. Okay? We ain't never seen Sonia stick up for Brandy. And Brandy said it on a reality show. She is tired of Ray J and his antics. And his parents always cover for him. You don't never see them because Brandy was the breadwinner. Let's
Yes, she
talk about
was.
it.
Let's talk about it.
She was
None
the
we wouldn't
breadwinner.
know who none of them are without Brandy.
And that's why when she had that accident, I just looked like she crashing out. And that's why when Mason Cameron and them was on a podcast with Shine, that was a trigger for her.
Yeah.
They've been dragging Brandy for years. But when you see a person out loud lying about her pregnancy, creating whole reality shows, creating fake relationships, it makes me take pause. Like, what is really going on in her world? And then to top it off, Oprah dragged her too
Mm.
on her show. So, but oh, you a liar, this and that, or whatever. Like Wanya, what are y'all going to drag Wanya the way y'all did Diddy? This is something that go on in the industry. It's been going on for decades. Back to Shirley Temple. It's not just the black girls. It's
Yep.
women and young girls in
Little
general.
girls. Girl, you just Shirley Temple, child, when she was a little baby.
Come on now. We're not going to act like these men don't be preying on these young girls. Look who our president is.
Yep.
Number one, predator. All right? This has been going on in the entertainment industry, and these our young girls, especially young black girls, have been exploited for years by these men. Okay, you seen it with Tiara Marie. You see it with Rihanna. Okay, this Rihanna got smart and made her billions in other ways. Okay, you quiet as it's kept. It happened to Beyonce too.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
happened to Beyonce too. These adults are selling their children. They're selling their children for fortune and fame. And like, we still don't know who Brandy is. Who is Brandy?
Yeah.
We know she a singer, actress, rapper. She's awesome at all those things. Who is
Who
Brandy?
is
The
she?
industry has silenced her. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy she dropped this book. And I'm so happy she is speaking up for herself. Even her own brother is exploiting her image.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I was so happy she blocked him from her Hollywood star ceremony because he would have made it
He
a
would have made it
trolling
all
moment.
about him. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. But even her own brother, she sees how he exploits women in the industry.
And shit,
This
it
is
all started with her. It
Chuck,
all started with the mama and with the parents allowing him to exploit her.
period. They don't
She
never
gotta,
come to
she gotta
Brandy
be
defense.
this, robot, good girl, whatever the fuck. And look, like you
Look
just
at what's
said, he out
happening.
here acting a fucking fool for decades.
And I could tell
Decades.
Brandy is damaged. Like, you don't hear her dating anyone. She's by herself. She's an unwed single mother forever. I
Yeah.
think that girl got damaged from her childhood. I
Yeah.
think she was exposed to a lot, and her parents did not protect her. They did not. They did not protect her. And I'm so happy. Even Brat came to her defense and said, Sean, why are you even bringing this up? I thought Sean was asked a question. I thought he was trying to be respectful. It was the dragging on after that. Like, oh, Brandy's a liar. She's a known liar. No, look, shut it down, Sean, at this point. What are you gaining by
Grow the
talking
fuck up.
about
You
this?
don't went to fucking jail. Why the fuck is you talking about Brandy? She should not. You got a lot of other things to talk that you could talk about. Did he?
But they won't speak up and hold Diddy accountable
But
for
they want
all
to
the
hold Brandy accountable for what the fuck happened to her when she was fucking a little girl.
yeah. And
Missing.
then everybody mad at 50 Cent for dragging him. He the only one that got the cojones to stand up to all these narcissists in the industry. Come on, let's talk about it. 50 a lot of things, but he been speaking out loud and proud. One thing I say about him, he consistent. He
Yeah.
consistent. He never waver. And he don't be chilling with these industry cats because he know what's going on behind the scenes. But y'all want to come out here windmilling for Diddy. What Diddy ever done for y'all besides steal your art, your music, and take credit for it? Come on now. Come on now. We all know why Mano, Jim Jones, Davies, Fabulous is windmilling for Diddy because they just like him.
Yeah.
They just like him. Papoose, Pompoose. He the same way, living off of women and stuff like that. That's why his wife cut him loose. Y'all can have him. Y'all can have them because all they do is exploit women. Half of them ain't even got no money. They living off a woman and her finances, being professional homosexuals,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all mad at 50 for igniting y'all careers again. Y'all need to be thanking him because none of y'all was lit. None of y'all was lit. And y'all all mad about a documentary when we all know what type of F-ish Diddy was doing behind the scenes. He stole from many of people, not just people music, because Diddy is not talented on his own. He is no rapper. Let's
Nope.
just keep it real. He cannot do anything on his own. He gotta steal from other artists to boost his ego, boost his talent. He can't do nothing on his own. And I'm glad it's all coming out in the wash. I'm proud of Brandy for speaking her truth. I don't care all the lies she was busting in. This girl was exploited from a
Yes.
young age, and
Yeah.
she did not have the protection of her parents. And rather than them stepping up, and I agree with you about the dating because I raised two girls. Both of my kids are adults or whatever. I let them date in my face so I can correct where they're going wrong.
Can't correct them when they're an adult. It's too late.
It's too
It's too late.
late. Look, did I want my kid having a boyfriend at 13? No, but I didn't want her sneaking behind my back making mistakes.
And it would have been worse if they had to sneak behind your back. Because again, now they doing too much because this might be the last. No.
Child. Yo, look, kids are like, you forbid them for something, that's going to make them want to do it more.
Yep.
That's going to make them want to sneak around. And I'd rather chaperone a date and know what she doing in my face.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time to teach her
Yep.
hands-on experience than her go behind my back and she get knocked up by some fool. Because say what it look. I took my kid to the OB. And my OB was like, Mom, look, you got to deal with the reality. These kids, they out here punching on each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And all you could do is prepare and prep your child. Make sure she prepared. Have those conversations. I took her to the OB and we had conversations where
Yeah.
she could ask questions and she could understand how sex affects your health. Seriously, like these are conversations we need to have with our young girls so they don't be falling for these bozos like Porn Poos
Mm-hmm.
out here. These Manos, these fabulous that be knocking girls between washer and dryers. This is how we teach them to
Yep.
make proper choices in their relationships. This is how we pour into our young girls and teach them how to value themselves, how to take care of their bodies, how to appreciate their bodies so they don't get exploited by
Yep.
these men and their trickery because half of them out here broke, love bombing, don't got ish or whatever. And women, we got to stop covering for them at the
Stop
end
making
of the day.
excuses. I will tear a little nigga apart. I be like, a walking date. You sound dumb.
Yeah. Are you dumb?
Are you dumb? I will shade the fuck. I don't care. Because if you don't learn, who gonna teach you? Who gonna
Period.
teach you? That's my job.
And Brandy is the lesson here. Brandy is the look. She just got her Hollywood Walk of Fame. She dropped her book, spilling all the tea, and then all the old interviews of Wanya is resurfacing of him openly admitting that he was sleeping with an underage woman and laughing and
Laughing.
joking about it. And
Yep.
then he over there with Charlemagne the Chester. Let's talk about it. Because he got his own stuff with him too.
Yep.
But he egging it on like it's cool.
Yep.
That shows where his moral grounding is. Yo, man, these men done been preying on these young girls in the industry for centuries, and we ain't gonna act like it was just Brandy. It's a bunch of them young
It's a
girls.
bunch
This
of 'em.
Brandy finally walked through her trauma, and she has the courage enough to tell her truth. And
Yep.
people are trying to say, why now? Because this is when she comfortable opening up about it.
Mm-hmm.
She's strong enough to deal with
She's
the
what?
public.
She's healing her inner child. She's fucking over it. She's in therapy. Listen, she ain't making excuses for her mama. She ain't making excuses for her brother no more. She fucking over it. She
She's
been
over it.
restricted before. Like I can't. You can. You can. It clicked. Maybe that tour with Monica helped her ass. You
Yeah.
can.
Let's
You
not say
don't have to
Monica was
pretend to be
exploited
this
too.
thing no more.
No more. Monica was exploited too
Yeah,
by
but Monica
Master
was
P,
sitting
brother.
on it.
What is his name? Red Rumsey?
Oh, mm, yep,
Locked up and everything?
yep.
Monica was 15. Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. You true. You right.
Actually, he caused the fallout from his brother, Master P. Master P wasn't down with it. Him running around with an underage girl. Monica exploited too. Come on now, like I'm not gonna act like I haven't seen this through the years.
Yeah.
You know, like people need to open their eyes. This culture ain't look. This culture has been indoctrinated, especially in our community. But look at who's running the country. The number one culprit of this behavior. And quiet as it kept, I think President Dumpster daughter got a story too.
Of course he
That's a
does.
story for another day.
Oh, girl, we just gotta wait a couple years.
Yeah.
We gonna hear it.
Uh,
It's gonna be on fucking HBO. Not
oh my
even
God.
Netflix. It's gonna be on HBO. It's gonna be that shit. Well, Barbara Walters is dead, but this is Barbara Walters' special kind of
Period.
situation when she come out and tell that story.
Woo! Talk about your, oh my God, I'm so happy you a sponsor of Black Girl Vitamins. I've been wanting to get it and I'm gonna get it with your code. Yes. I was like, oh, my girl got a sponsor. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it this weekend. Jovi, I'm gonna order my vitamins. Y'all
Get
make sure y'all
girl
liking the video. Make sure
vitamins.
you
You see
uh,
this skin?
yes.
Don't get me wrong. Y'all know I got good skin, but when I say you see this fucking skin
How long you been taking it?
since December,
Okay.
the
Yeah.
collagen, that collagen,
Uh-huh.
baby. When I tell you, I feel they were falling. You know,
Right.
they not falling no more.
Oh, I'm getting it. I'm getting
When
it
I
this
say that
weekend.
collagen, even my mama damn near 70. I got her some. She's like her leg, she's pulling up her pants. She said, "Where's cellulite? Cellulite where?"
I love
That
it. No, because I'm in that perimenopausal
I
girl.
know.
Ugh.
You see me sweating right now. I
Yes.
know.
Y'all don't even understand like what we be going through with this perimenopausal stuff. Like I go to bed one way, I wake up another. Like I'm
God.
sweating through everything, and I know I need the collagen, but I wanted the right brand. So I'm glad you were a champion and being a sponsor for them, and I'm totally gonna use your code. Y'all like this
But
video?
I
Y'all need to
buy, like I
support.
tell everybody, I buy my shit myself. What they sent to me, I gave away
Okay,
to some of the girls. I gave that shit away. Everything I use, I purchase. I purchase.
love
So
it.
I like it. It's not just free shit, and I'm like, oh, I purchased. I spent my money on them products. I repurchased the products. That's
I
how good
love
it is.
it. I love it. But I'm gonna run Jovi. Love you down to the ground, girl. Y'all like the damn video, okay? Support her. Bye.
All right. We got another caller. Hey,
Hey girl.
Jamie.
Hey everybody. Hey girl. Look, you didn't put the Lord, the link for the Black Girl vitamins in your description.
Okay, I'll put it right now. Well,
Yeah.
you just need, the promo code. Just put Jovi.
Okay, but I don't have a link at all. Is it just blackgirlvitamins.com?
Yeah, BGV.
BG
I'm gonna put it right now.
BGV. Okay.
I'm gonna
Uh,
put it
uh
right now.
the
So
other
y'all can
thing.
get it and just use promo code Jovi. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm doing it right now as we speak. But go ahead.
Uh, uh, Shoot. What was the other thing? Well, doggone. About Trump. Now, this is a trigger warning for everyone who might be triggered because I'm about to say something that is triggering.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Donald Trump and Ivanka Trump had, at first, as a child, it was pedophilic. But as she got older, I do believe they have a sexual relationship. Not now, I don't think, because she's too old. But I think that, and this is something that has occurred in history.
It occurs all the time, especially in their culture.
Yes,
When we be talking
and
about them, and those what do they call promise? No, not promise
yeah,
ring.
the promise rings. Yes, yes,
The
that
Yeah,
culture. Uh-huh.
it happens all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's never. I'm gonna say this. It is never a willing situation. Even if they think that you didn't been you
No,
didn't your
as
mind
it
done been
no,
destroyed from a childhood with your dad doing some shit like that to you.
as underage, obviously it's a crime. But I think that she was still having a sexual relationship with him as an adult.
Yeah, I believe it.
And that was, I think that that was her way to get things from him. I believe if you could, back during his first term, you could, because I never really, saw stuff about him, in the news. You know what I'm talking about in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But um, what was I about to say? Shoot. Menopause, snatching the words, just snatching the words right out. It
You
just
see, look at me. I'm sweating.
sweating. I know, be sweating. Dude, I can't go a whole night without waking up in sweats
I'm
and
pulling off the bottom.
and pretty much I only cover my feet at night that you're in the bed. Just be sweating. Lord. But oh shoot, I had a those okay. You know when a little girl is daddy's little girl, it looks how it looks. Daddy's
Mm-hmm.
little girl. You know that.
Yeah.
I know how it is because my husband, my oldest child, is Abby,
Mm-hmm.
daddy's little girl. But there are some pictures that don't look innocent.
Yeah. No.
Have you? And it's not just that one in the limo. That one in the limo looks like something. It's a couple more
Yeah,
pictures.
it is. Mm-hmm. I've seen them.
Okay.
I
Okay.
already know. Like I said, but I just, I've accepted that years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just who a lot of. That's what they do.
Yeah.
That when they talk about yang, white American culture.
That is. That's part of it. That's part of it. Because that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's did you watch The Handmaid's Tale?
Yeah. I
Okay.
watched a little bit of it. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. And here's the thing for me. I know we're going. There was a non sequitur, but just on the what's going down with the midterms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the reps, Congress, all of that, all of legislature seems nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
I
think
heard there are more Republicans dropping out during like this year than ever in
yeah,
history. Than
yes.
ever. Yeah, because
Think
it's
30 the 30 are either retiring or well no they're all retiring and 30 of them are retiring
yeah.
including Mitch McConnell who should have that man that's elder abuse but anyway uh uh I think uh goodness,
It's all right. You got
oh
menopause.
that's what I was talking about the Handmaid's Tale. Do you remember? I don't want to say it on the air because it might, but do you remember how the Gilead, what you call it, commanders
Mm-hmm.
came into power? Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember. Well, like they doing now.
Well, I'm afraid that uh, in the
Mm-hmm.
midterms, that it's going to be a blue tsunami.
Mm.
What I'm afraid of is what happens in The Handmaid's Tale. They, what was it? They They slaughtered Congress and blamed it on terrorists. That stuck with me. It's sticking with me.
Mm.
They slaughtered Congress and blamed it on terrorists. And right now is a perfect time for the regime to do something like that. Well, not right now, after the midterms,
Yeah.
is a perfect time for them to do something like that. And we know that ICE is his own private army or
Mm.
whatever. They and I just heard this not long ago, or yeah, not too long ago, that they swear to Donald Trump, not the Constitution. So they might be willing to run up in there,
Yeah.
and slaughter Congress.
Yeah.
I'm just, it's just,
They
I
better
don't
get
know.
them
And
first.
you see, I
They
know you
they
saw.
better get them first. I keep saying, I've been saying for the last couple of days. Y'all know how Rome fell.
Oh, yes, exactly. I heard the other day you mentioned it. This obviously this is not sustainable, but I don't think that not that I think that Trump or any of his regime or his oligarchy friends. I use the term friends loosely. I'm
Mhm.
just they know each other, and I don't see a way out of this. I honestly, and I know that is negative as hell, but I don't see a way out.
Honestly, the only way out is if they follow Rome's fucking example.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. For the whole world.
Yeah.
Not just for us, for the whole world.
Yes.
That's it. Somebody got to do it. I don't know who. Not me. Not us.
Yeah, really not none
Somebody
of us.
got to do something.
Not none of,
Not us.
but one of them. And I said that years, or not years ago, but at the beginning of this term, I told my husband, I said, the CIA and the Secret Service need to come to a meeting of the minds, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Because he is a credible threat.
But that's also why they got rid of the competent people
Oh,
who
yeah. Oh, yeah.
actually follow the Constitution. But you could fire them. They still
Yeah.
out there. They
Yeah.
still all over the country. They
Yep.
still doing whatever the fuck they doing. Hopefully they figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's why they clean. That's why they cleaned
The
house.
greenhouse. Mm-hmm.
All right, Jamie. We
So
have another.
I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna go on.
All right.
All right.
Later, girl.
All right.
All right. Hey, Empress. You muted, girl.
Hey, hey, Jovi.
Girl.
How y'all doing, fam?
We good.
All I got to say is, what did y'all expect? Like, I'm baffled how they confused.
How you confused? Confused. How you
Because
confused?
I, I mean, maybe they need to watch Blues Clues, Door to Explore. I don't know. Maybe did y'all not watch them shows? Because the it matches up, it links up, and yeah, I got the clue.
They was the child that was left behind. That was.
And I'm gonna say this to all these palm-colored women that are anxious for the SAFE Act to be enacted, ma'am. Do y'all realize y'all are no longer going to be able to vote? So all of your seats in said positions that you have, you will no longer have because you won't be qualified to have because you can't vote. Mm-mm. Do you think you still gonna get your seat if it's all men who are voting? I'm just saying, pick a struggle and stick with it,
With it.
because okay, if you want to go back to Handmaid's Tale, because what happened to the women that was supporting and that wrote the doctrine for that? Huh? Oh,
Didn't
what
she
happened
lose,
to her?
didn't she lose some fingers?
What? No, exactly. What happened to her? Look how look how upset she was when she was trying to write, huh? And her husband said, "No, that's you just need to stay in your place." Oh, but you was all gung ho because you thought you was gonna be with the ruling, right? Because it wasn't going to impact you.
Yeah.
You were ready to subjugate other people because you thought it. Hello,
They
Cubans, y'all didn't get that.
they
Venezuelans, y'all didn't get that, huh?
women, they can't see the woman because all they see is the white.
Yeah.
They keep forgetting that the white men still sees their woman.
Well,
So
see, this is the other part. But they're so male centered and minded that they don't realize, ma'am, that you do you not have ovaries? Do you not have a that's you. That's you too. It applies to all, not just some, all. And even the people that, oh, well, we didn't expect him to do that to us. Well, but you expected him to do it to someone. And you thought it wasn't going to be you. So that's why you were okay with it.
yeah.
And okay, I'm going to say this about 50. Yes, I appreciate the documentary. Yes, I appreciate him calling these folks out. But I do not appreciate how then you're trying to financially come up off of people in Louisiana by telling us to vote for this bullshit. That's what I do not respect that. Just go ahead and say you with the orange group. Because all of this and all of this that he's doing is trying to weigh out the wrong that he's doing.
Yeah.
And that it don't equal out. It don't. You can't, just because a person does some good deeds, Bill Gates, does not mean that you can't be called out for the wrong that you're doing. Because more than likely, you're only doing the good part to publicize it so that when the truth comes out about what you've been doing behind closed doors, that people be like, oh, but he's a good person, but he does this and that. And that. No.
Yeah, I agree.
One don't outweigh the other. One doesn't undo the other. It's either you're a good person or you're not.
Yeah.
And just because you did good in one area does not mean you're good in all. And these dudes, the one good thing I'm going to say, these young girls coming up, they seeing the writings on the wall with these men and are opting out. And I don't blame them.
Not one bit.
Because these men are constantly, for one, let's talk about why is it okay for a grown man to sleep with a 16-year-old, and you have states that are basically saying if they're 16, then it's not a crime. I'm sorry, that's still a child.
Yeah. Just
like when these white boys who are over 23 who does horrible crimes, then they turn around. He was just a child. He was young. Make up your mind. You can't have it both ways. If you're claiming that a white man, because let's just call it what it is, a white man who does something that's 23 years old, then you're trying to, oh, he's just a child. He's a minor. No. If he's a minor, then them girls are minors. You can't do it like that. And that's the hypocrisy people have. It's like, think about all of these men when they do stuff. What do they normally say? Oh, I was young and stupid. Yeah, but now you old and you're doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what's the point? It's either just drop the young and just say I'm
You're
stupid
just stupid. Yeah.
and I refuse to learn and I don't want to learn. And even our own men who voted with this, let's just call that out. It's because they want us subjugated under them.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, we will never be.
Mm,
We
yeah.
will never be. And what they're mad about is that Black women are elevated over Black men in society as a whole. And that's only because of their own actions.
That's because of their own actions. Yep.
It has nothing to do with anything else but their own actions.
I saw a Funky Dineva clip and he was speaking about that and how just him wearing his clothes properly when he graduated college and, speaking with his pants not up underneath his ass and just speaking well, people, it's like just a bare minimum, just a
Yeah,
bare freaking minimum, and he was winning because most of these men are who the frick they are, just stupid.
because they're too focused on and this is the part that absolutely disgusts me when they degrade women to their body parts and claim, oh, we're just getting pee, we're just getting box or whatever. No, that's a person attached to that.
Yeah.
So just how y'all are going out, because you can't then be horrible to all these women out in society, but then when you have a daughter, that's
That's not
the same that applies to everybody else's daughters, mothers, everything else applies to yours.
mm-hmm.
So like all these guys got these podcasts doing these horrible rhetoric about Black women and all of this stuff. Just know that you're training the men that are going to date your daughters.
Yeah. Facts.
And you can't be like, oh, everybody but mine, everybody but my daughter. No, no, because guess what? You feel the same way about her because there's no way you can look at women and not attach that she has family as well. She has people that care about her as well. The problem is they don't look at women as human beings. They look at us as possessions, hell, sometimes utilities. Hello,
Yeah.
let's just call it what it is. We're servants, we're all of this other stuff. But that shows you then too how they look at other people that they feel that they're over. Regardless of how much money you make, what you do for a living, you're no better than anyone else. And until we stop as a society idolizing these so-called celebrities because of what they got money, when we realize it, yeah, they got money, but they're horrible people. They're dumb as hell. A lot of them haven't even graduated high school. Let's just call it out.
Yeah.
So what is it you idolizing? I think they have a special talent. Let's just leave it at the talent part, but not idolize them as a person. Because that person is horrible. And think about a lot of people now, they're trying to figure out how to separate the music from the person. Well, you can't, because guess what? That's what you built it on.
Yeah.
You built it on these fake personas, right? Let's just call it what it is. It wasn't about the person's talent. It was all about what you can sell. And most of the time it was sex.
Mm.
And that's both with the men and the women. Because how many people, growing up that were married, full-fledged married, and you had no clue? Because they didn't want that to be out, because then that'll affect how they're seen and their desirability with people. Because they knew morally what they were doing was wrong. You got people lusting after married people because you are intentionally hiding the fact that they're married, because you know that will be a problem. So how would their value or whatever be impacted if it was all about their talent and not the other thing you were trying to sell?
Yeah.
And let me just say this: Brandy, mama and daddy, horrible parents.
Yep.
Because in the same instance where you have your daughter being taken advantage of, you also promoting your son doing said same things that is impacting your daughter.
Yep.
And let's just call it out. You just mad and going off about the whole situation with Ray J because you didn't get your cut on it. Let's just call that out. Let's call out the fact that the reason why the Trashians got into your life is because you got a little bit of money. And so to have a little bit of status, you hired said people to be in your life to give you a certain image. Let's call that out.
Mm.
And then they ended up stealing money. Huh? Let's call that out. So what was it about these people that you thought that, oh, we need to be paying them to improve our image? What were you trying to sell, ma'am? Was it your daughter's talent? Or was it something else you were trying to sell to get her in those doors that you saw that her and the Hiltons and all of that? You were trying to get her in that door. Let's call it out. Let's call it out. And the same thing with the nose. The same thing with the nose. But instead of focusing on, and it shows you, instead of focusing on these kids' education, bettering themselves as a person, what were you focusing on?
Mm.
Money.
You're right. You're right.
Because you can't tell me you could not have, after making sure they got an education, then did that. You could have. It's either they're talented or not.
Mm.
And I'm glad that's the reason why, the NBA and all of them, you can't just go right out of high school. I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that because guess what? Now maybe you'll focus on your education, which is what you should be focusing on. Because we got too many of these athletes out here making all kinds of stupid money that they have absolutely positively no way of knowing how to even handle.
Yep.
And they're not even mature. They're not mentally mature. Think about if you gave a 16-year-old $3 million.
Child.
What they gonna do with it? A bunch of stupidness, which is what they do. And then they don't learn. And then all they do, now they're in a group that perpetuates the same BS. Let's just call it what it is, the same BS. Having all these kids doing all of this instead of, I got something valuable that I'm being paid for. This is a blessing. Now I can build my family and make sure my kids are taken care of. No, you don't think about that. They're not only do they not think about that, they don't even think about their own health, which is why all these football players with these brain injuries, now they're trying to figure out a way to be taken care of. How about you save the money that you made to take care of yourself?
Take care of yourself. Yep.
Everybody else got to do it, but on their own. We got to figure it out. You figure it out. And you got the advantage. You had an advantage.
Money. Mm-hmm.
But you didn't value that. You valued having multiple kids with all of these so-called baddies. Okay. You got multiple dudes on the team, got the same baby mama. Like, why? Why?
I have no clue.
They need to get their priorities together. And until we do that, I mean, it's going to keep on happening. Because that's the reason how the individual that's in the White House got in the White House. That's the same way that Ronald Reagan got in the White House. He was an actor. The same way this guy is an actor. That Apprentice, that was a character created for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just disheartening. It's very disheartening, but hopefully this is opening people's eyes to see what's what, and for them to realize that, oh no, that applies to you too. And maybe, maybe next time, if there is a next time, y'all make better decisions. Because we can't forget he made that promise about you vote for him this time, you'll never have to worry about voting again. And he's trying to make sure that shit is, hey, I'm just saying he said it all. I
He said
mean,
it all. He said it all.
they just didn't pay attention. Mm, hot mess. But that's all I got to say, Jovi.
All right, girl. All right, y'all. We about to get up out of here. I'm starving. I'm hungry. Okay. Today was a good show. All right. I appreciate all of you, as like always. Appreciate all the girls who came up and gave us their opinions about what's happening in news today. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern. I do have some clips or whatever dropping throughout the remainder of the week. Please go ahead and make sure you check those out as well. And as always, I hope you live your life like it's golden, because there's no other way to live it.